So I'm at the airport and I want to get a nice photo of an airplane. Now, there's really two ways I could do that. The first is I can go for a static shot, which would require a high shutter speed around 1/500th or 1/1000th of a second. And the alternative would be to get a more dynamic shot using a slower shutter speed of 1/60th or even 1/30th of a second. The static shot will basically just freeze time, right? You'll get a very still shot of the airplane, still shot of the background. Whereas for a dynamic shot, we'll be introducing more motion into the image, trying to keep the airplane in focus while getting a lot of blur in the background. Alright, so first I'm going to try just getting a perfectly static shot using 1/1000th of a second shutter speed. Nice and easy. Okay, so that was the static shot. Pretty straightforward. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce my shutter speed from 1/1000th down to about 1/60th of a second. And when I'm doing this, it's going to be really important that I track the object super well, because if I'm not perfectly aligned with it or tracking it right, it's going to create blur on the actual airplanes. That is the trick for the dynamic shot, is just making sure that you're tracking that object perfectly. And try to get an airplane that's landing or just taking off so you can really see the contrast between the grass in the background against the plane. Because honestly, if something is flying against a uniform background, it doesn't really do you any good to be shooting on a low shutter speed. That may have been the one.